sort of clearing my head, doing some calisthenics and meditations, and reminding myself that even I need to remind myself when my fight or flight mechanisms are flaring, and how that changes how my voice is even projected out, how my reality is projected out, and just sort of thinking of something that is in alignment and on topic, kind of a new way of looking at your third eye, right? And reality check some of my most powerful reality checks, and how I trigger into lucid dreaming and astral projection, and set in motion a ride that I just ride, because I mostly don't say I'm going to take control and be inside a lucid dream, changing things around. I get very aware and just keep playing the game, and then go into the dream phase more often than I start changing stuff. I do that more here in the waking day with deja vu and stuff like that. But yeah, activating the third eye, and the third eye, and how it's always open because of, and closed up because of trauma, thanks to both. Thanks to shock, thanks to our experiential past, how we expose ourselves to any and everything that we expose ourselves to, turn our defensive mechanisms on and off, Anunnaki, in specific different ways, right? Come on, pup. Come on, pup. She's doing her female thing. Come on. Turning on the third eye, activating the third eye. There's so many ways of getting into it where it just happens easily, just with ease and just for you. Through fasting, and or fasting of anything that you desire, like Lent. That's kind of how you're giving up chocolate for Lent. As a Catholic, you're kind of supposed to actually not eat chocolate and not eat meat on Fridays, and that restraint actually tunes you into energies that allow you and your prayers to be answered, and you to commune with the Lord and energy. And it doesn't really matter what religion we believe in, it's still all connecting to the same source, the same unification, omega point of separation. That is the most beautiful experience and picture of Shangri-La, that we have to kind of try and explain as we turn into just a ball of light again, and just remember everything, and then come back with your own interpretations and your own life's path, and it reshapes a self-destructive mental framework that childish ideas have to offer, and you just kind of have nothing but growing to do, and connecting to situational awareness in a new way, and kind of understanding that we are no longer needing to play a victim role, or feel as if everything is happening to you, and understand that it happens because of you, and taking back all of your power from everything that hops your awareness out of right here and right now, and how slowness kind of brings all that back into alignment and things of that nature. So just how that third eye activates, and why it activates, and when you need to do these things, and how it's just like medicine, and all it is facilitating new ways of thinking that cleanse the way that you see yourself and clean up your ego, and just have that side of life kind of reorganized, so you're not so much so fighting alone in the dark, or feeling as if no one can hear you, or feeling as if we don't have a voice, or there's so many different lies that the ego can use to kind of have us feel like no one's there, and everyone is always there, and our support groups are always caring and see nothing but the potential that's inside you, that your teachers are talking about when you're growing, and you're like, what potential, and my teachers are so hypocritical, and or all these other different things that just go through a rebellious mindset, right? Like all this stuff kind of rips us out of that almost daydreamish ability to control. Come on, don't go over you. I know you're yelling at him to tell him hi. Come on. Okay, here she comes. Let's see, where's she going? There she comes. That ability to tap into both hemispheres of the brain and turn imagination on in ways that help our analytical thinking and our analytical mind to aid in our imagination, because sometimes our imagination gets the better of us and takes off running, hitting the ground running, and it just keeps running and then that turns into the running thought that we keep following, and that sort of starts to reaffirm a bunch of traumatic moments at the speed of thought, ripping us again out of right now. So right now, when you're like in the calm state of through a couple layers of the veil of the simulation, seeing through the fog, we're seeing the fog for what it is, because the fog is everything. It's kind of a nothingness that then forms and solidifies into everything that we have around us that we're walking on, and it's all built up by our transcestors, the angels that are that were and will always be other fragments of the singularity, other reflections, other sides of the diamond that we truly are on a larger scale. And kind of activating the third eye can be done through a number of muscle groups. Can you move your ears? Because that kind of milks the pineal gland in there. There's some more muscles that are next to just moving your ears, but you'll get into being able to feel that. And you can cross your eyes, look up, and twitch it back and forth. This kind of can't hurt, feel discomforting in the beginning because of just not doing it. But just like any muscles, doing it a little bit will take that uncomfort and pain away, and allow you to be able to do the practice more, and then kind of activate auras, seeing light, seeing energy. Blinking into auras is another topic that we'll get into, but in the future. But yes, and then you can squeeze and move your hips and squeeze all of your root muscles and get rooted, and then in turn bottom and up, and move your abdomen and control your spinal fluid. But that's another topic for another video as well. My lucidity checks and solidification checks, right? What triggers me into having good dreams and the dreams that I desire typically comes from remembering dreams and remembering moments, going through different emotions at different times of my life, and really remembering the best there was to offer from that, and taking away all of the stress and self-induced anxiety on top of all of that, because reconnecting with anyone, we're supposed to bury the hatchet, but it gets to building back again of this little competition and this little competition. So that's like part of all the process, and we can kind of like feel what we're holding on to, and then when we eventually let go of all that and come to a point of wanting to just not overthink and stress and all of the mess anymore, it naturally unfolds itself for us. So through the dreamscape especially, so that's really why lucidity checks and playing with your situational awareness is so miraculous and so important and so much fun. Typically people are assumed to sort of throw away a third of their life while we're asleep, at least, right? Like kind of like sitting at stop lights. Supposed to spend like 5 years sitting at a stoplight, estimated by the time that we die, right? So there's all these statistics out there, numbers and things that will be thrown at us in order to just occupy the brain and kind of hit the reset button in a number of different ways, all controllable by us. And to unfold all this, we kind of just get into dreaming and let it all explain itself through emotions and through visions and through that third eye experience. And yes, exercising it. So let's take where you are and where you live, the room you're in. Take yourself into making as much of a mental picture as you can with your surroundings, and close your eyes and start to picture it, start to put it back together, and then open your eyes and see how incorrect that was. And that's okay, we're just starting this process. So do it again, and pay attention to more details with a different attitude, and just treat this like a fun game of tuning into the energy that is being provided by everything. So if there's a little refrigerator there plugged in, it'll hum and it'll provide energy instead of sort of blocking out all of everything. Now we're going to start to kind of tune into it. Come on, pup. Come on. Come on, come on. Come on. And we're going to start to draw things to us instead of push them away. And it'll slowly come together. So yes, take yourself and reimagine the room you're in. Then take that into mentally picturing the house, mentally picturing the block, mentally picturing somewhere that you used to live, a different part of the world, and start stepping up and out like you were to be using Google Maps, and add this ability to step out even further and feel yourself, imagine yourself on Earth in our solar system, then the Milky Way, and then feel yourself come back to where you are and kind of go in and out of that experience in as many ways as you can, right? Because there's a couple different steps along the way. You can play with sitting on the moon, you can play with going to Saturn, you can play with a lot of these different places. And indeed, it can facilitate your energy to tune into wherever you're trying to tune into. But even if you don't leave the body, just kind of feel your energy, step into a state of not moving and self-induced sleep paralysis. So you are able to kind of like relax to a point that you're not able to feel anything but your body's heartbeat. Breathe as if you are going to sleep already and your body's already asleep, but you're kind of in awareness and telling everything that I can't feel, I can't move, I can't move, I can't move, and enter into stillness as far as you can let yourself surrender into stillness. And then there's more and more and more and more, but this is getting to be a longer video, so namaste, thank you so much, and stay tuned for more, my friends. I would love to hear about your dreams, and we can start getting into some dream interpretations, because everything is found behind the layers, the masks that our dreams wear. Our dreams are the back door to the subconscious, and unlocking our own destiny and trajectories lies and resides within the dreamscape. Namaste and sweet dreams, my friend.